Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Monday, December 30th, 2024. Still, we're right at the end game here for this year. And 25, as I've been telling you guys for a year, it's been a year since I've been warning about 2025. It's going to be quite a whopper. And we got a pretty interesting warning today. I would call it more of a they got to tell you what's going to happen. You understand? They always do that. It's their playbook, not ours. Their playbook demands that they have to tell you first for whatever reason. All right. And we got a warning from Trump today on another Great Depression, kind of an interesting, I'd have to say, a lot of things interesting today we're going to talk about. So, first off, I hope you guys and girls can hear me okay. I hate this new setup, but it is what it is. So anyway, look, kind of interesting. I don't think this is really a surprise to anyone. World markets not doing very well, including our market today. Look, man, it's kind of been interesting. We had that 1,100-point sell-off, as you all recall, the day the Federal Reserve announced the 25 basis point cut to the federal funds rate, which actually had the opposite effect on the long end of the yield curve. We got a big spike in the 10-year yield. The market cratered. I got out. MMRI over 300. You know the deal here. And I don't think we're done. Now, world markets selling off. U.S. markets finishing in the red pretty much across the board. Let me just get my head on straight with this here. You got cryptos doing pretty well, I'd have to say. Gold and silver remaining under pressure, but no surprise either. You knew this. You know it. This is an opportunity. It's going to go on for as far as the eye can see until we get the full-on meltdown. So this is a hedge. It's got to be in your portfolio. You will know that. This is an incredible opportunity to get these kinds of assets cheap. Now, interesting what happened today. So let's talk about this. Earlier today, the stock market was in free fall. I mean, even though we finished lower, we had the Dow down about 800 and something points. And a miracle happened. There it is. The 10-year yield logs its sharpest drop in a month. I mean, it's an incredible thing to watch. All of a sudden, whammo, 10-year yield drops. Stocks start to come back. Wow. Who rushed in? I really want to know. Tell me, who do you think rushed in here and bought an epic amount of debt, long end of the curve, of course, as you would expect? We believe, you and me, at least I do right now, that the Fed is going to intervene. I think they intervened today. That's why we saw this. Now, with that, the 10-year yield did come down. MMRI still not looking too pretty here for you guys and girls that are following this. Lovely so far, right? We're all good? Of course it was the Fed. Now, this is an interesting now look, let me say this to you guys and girls. We've been talking about this for so long. It makes me want to freaking puke. The game that is being played and has been being played on we the people here, unfortunately, is multiple fold. But we've been told repeatedly the Fed's in the fight of their lives. They're fighting inflation, and they're doing so by creating more debt. It's the same as if, let's see, you were trying to save a drowning person by pouring water on them. The bottom line is the Federal Reserve is looking for every opportunity they can dream of to cut rates. Now we're hearing, the Fed may be treading lightly. Inflation is still not in the place where they promised us it would be because it was temporary and it was transitory. So then you get a headline like this today. So the coming global interest rate collapse will force the Fed to cut 4 times. Well, this is a dream come true for the Federal Reserve. Economic pain worldwide. Does this sound about right to you? It's only something you and I have been talking about. And we got a warning today from the beautiful President-elect Trump. Economic pain worldwide will trigger capital flight to U.S. Treasuries, driving down those yields. Okay. And this will, of course, force the Fed hand. The Fed's foaming at the mouth over this. And look, You already know it, and I've said it a million times. The only power, one, that central banks have is their ability to inflate, issue debt through one door, buying it back through another door here, allowing themselves to become stronger. Why do you think that President Trump has promised you? He told you this is what they do before this election. I promise you, you're going to get lower rates, knowing he has no power to do that. That's how stupid our politicians think you are. That you think a president can actually do it. Presidents have no ability to lower rates. They don't have a printing press. They can't get into the debt market and buy the debt as the Fed can, but they can sure as heck work with the Fed to make it happen. And I told you this is exactly how it was going to play out. The Fed was going to get an ally to sit behind the resolute desk. How do you like President Trump's complete 180? Look at the poll I'm taking here on these H-1B visas. We'll talk more about that later. It kind of really, I was shocked. You're probably shocked. It looks like 72% of you are shocked, but it shouldn't surprise you. They say one thing during the campaign to get you all hyped up and, everything's going to be great. And then they just, it's a bait and switch, of course. But anyway, let us move forward. I want to show you something before we move on to Trump's warning. This is, again, the reverse repo scam that the Federal Reserve has been pulling off. This is a year, and I just want you to notice the trajectory. Although recently we've got a bump with regard to the repo action overnight over the last few days here, but the fact is, what we're looking at here, understand, and I keep getting questions about this, but I can't explain it another way that's more simple. What the Federal Reserve does here is pass vast amounts of cash, billions, hundreds of billions at sometimes, of dollars between institutions overnight, back and forth and back and forth. Why do they do that? It should make sense to you what I'm about to say, because again, I can't tell you how many times I talk about this and people don't understand it. It shouldn't be so hard to get. Think about it. The Federal Reserve is moving vast amounts of cash. Why would they be doing this overnight? What is it really meant to do? It's a trick. It's doing nothing but tricking the system into believing or thinking that it's more liquid than it is. We're already in a full-on liquidity crisis. You know that. But what's happening here is the Fed stealthily is reducing it, although just recently, I don't know if you can see the spike here, but the trend is lower. This is just going to exacerbate the problem moving forward, leading right into what Trump is warning about here. Now, Trump is now issuing this Great Depression warning if a few things don't happen. Obviously, increasing the debt ceiling. In other words, we need to borrow more cash. We thought we were supposed to be cutting debts and deficits. Here he is saying that if we don't vastly increase the debt, we're going to face a meltdown, which would be worse than the Great Depression, which we're going to face anyway. So you really thought that we were going to be cutting debts and deficits when he wants to increase the debt? Again, you got duped. I get it. Whatever it might have been. It didn't matter who they selected as the creature. I've been telling you guys and girls this for years. You don't want to listen to me. For some of you think, I don't know what you really, it's out there. But, come on, man. There's no way, if you believed for a second, really, honestly, in reality, I don't think any of you actually did. Thank you, Frank. That debts and deficits would just shrink. It's just going to go away. We're going to pay it all off. No. What Trump is saying here is if we don't vastly increase the debt immediately, we're going to face another Great Depression here. We're going to face it anyway. We're in an inflationary, we haven't even seen it get started yet here. Again, all those extra bills that were created under the last three presidents, Trump included, Obama, Trump, the current creature sitting behind the resolute desk, they're just beginning to chase the same amount of goods. And that's why you're actually seeing inflation. It's not the fault of any one person. Again, not a single question about any of this other than the blame game, which we called what happened. Remember what we said? I said, before the presidential clown show debate, I said, watch what's going to happen. You're going to see the blame game. No finger pointing at the Fed, who's obviously responsible for monetary policy, inflation, currency devaluation. Not one question. Because, again, they think you're stupid. I know you're not stupid. So what Trump is saying here, basically, is he is suggesting that the U.S. could face a depression unless something is done to increase our ability to borrow. Okay, same guys, the last guys, the one before that. Did it really change people? Let me explain this to you. This is all by design here. The liquidity crisis that we're facing, Trump knows it. He knows what's going on here. Believe me, he knows that we are in a liquid. In other words, what is he saying here? If we don't borrow more debt, pull more into the now, allow the debt to inflate, it's over. Yeah, he knows that. He didn't tell you that, but he knows it, of course. We can't stop. And all this does is, of course, make, in this case, the Federal Reserve stronger and you weaker via currency devaluation, which is a major, major factor moving into 2025. Are we on the same page? At least I hope so. People, I'm telling you, we are going to see more than likely negative rates moving forward. The goal here of central banks is to continue to cut rates. The reason why Trump was chosen, there was no election. Okay, you all know that, those of you with a brain. The reason why Trump was selected to be the president was twofold, genuinely. Number one, to help bridge the system into the new tokenized system, which is coming. I want to talk about that in a second here. We all know it. Become the crypto president. Let's mainstream cryptocurrencies. This was all set up before the selection took place here. Now you got China talking about it. You got Russia, other nations. They're all going to be doing the same thing, adding Bitcoin to the strategic reserves as a bridge to the new system. Okay, that was number one. Number two, the man was screaming from rooftops during his last tenure that we needed negative rates. Now, if we know we are going to move into a severe depression, yes, another Great Depression here. I said recession. We're already in a recession, but he's telling you, they have to tell you first. They always tell you what they're going to do first. Like, we're going to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world, not the constitutional money capital of the world. You didn't buy it. Some of you, Greg, you don't know Trump is saying that, but he doesn't actually mean it, but it is happening. And I'm going to show you something else in a moment. But anyway, he's 100% right. We are, in fact, in a recession, which is going to get dramatically worse on the back of artificially suppressed rates, possibly negative rates, currency purchasing power destruction, and a much worse standard of living. Duh. I mean, come on, people. You really don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. You got to be nuts. You got to be freaking nuts. Anyway, let's pump the system. Let's eliminate the debt ceiling so our lawmakers don't even have to put on a show for us anymore. How they're arguing back and forth about, well, you know what, we can't raise the debt ceiling because then whatever. Now they don't even want us to see that anymore. So Trump is saying, let's just get rid of it. Let's just continue to borrow into oblivion, which of course does one thing: makes the Fed stronger. Again. You see what we're talking about here? This is how dumb they think you are. They play you like a grand piano. That's all. You're not even a grand piano. You're a means to an end. That's all we are to these things. They aren't even freaking human. Anyway, you and I spoke about this from months ago. So now Trump advisors are seeking to shrink or eliminate bank regulators here. The Trump transition team has started to explore ways to dramatically shrink, consolidate, or even eliminate watchdogs or regulators for banks. They must deregulate the banks. This is a key, man. If the banks must be deregulated and merged with crypto as we are further bridged into the new system, which you didn't vote for, right? I don't think most of you want this stuff. I really don't think so. Anyway, look, man, that's what you got. And it didn't matter what you thought you voted for. I mean, just go back to that. With regard to this poll here, this is beautiful. You're going to love this here. So this is Barron's. And I wrote here, what's your opinion? During the campaign, as you all know, all right, Trump said that these H-1B visas are costing the United States American jobs. We're going to give these jobs back. We're going to get these people out, and we're going to give these jobs to American workers. Well, now Trump is saying he's a believer in the H-1B visa program. And that's fantastic news for Amazon, Tesla, Musk, of course, Google, all these other companies. So now Trump has outspoken now support of the H-1B visa program bodes well for these companies. It just happened to be giving him millions of dollars for his inauguration. You think that has something to do with it? Your votes don't count. It's money. It's cash that counts. You're dog doo-doo. Trump's remarks have ignited a political firestorm on social media, with the president-elect, it says elect, we know there was no election, seeming to embrace this program now. In an interview with the New York Post, Trump praised this is a great program. I am a believer. How does that happen? Can someone here that's smarter than Greg Mannarino explain to me how you could do, when I talk about a 180, well, what would you call it? Some of you think the man can do no wrong, and maybe Greg is wrong here. Tell me where I'm getting this wrong. The man was staunchly against these H-1B visas, and he said they were costing the United States American jobs. Now he's all for it. What happened? Maybe you could tell me. I think we all know, man. It's the same story. And it's a disappointment, of course, but it's just going to keep going, man. Look, understand again, whatever you think where you're at is real, it's not. I've been telling all you guys that everything here, this whole environment is fake across the board. And these things here, let me tell you something about these creatures, all of them here. They're told what to say and when to say it. Because again, nothing can be left to chance. Those that actually pull the strings here, and it's a handful of families who run the entire world. Okay, you don't believe me on that? Maybe you need to do a little research into this too. They're the ones. I mean, look, we're just a means to an end. You all know that. It's all politics. It's games. It's baits and switches. And, there's not going to be any mass deportations. Come on, guys. If you guys bought that one too, I just got to laugh in your face. I'm sorry. Maybe some people get deported. But, you can already see the backstepping on all this. This is the wrong one. But you know what I'm talking about here. Yeah. Visas are great. They're fantastic now. I love them. I used to hate Bitcoin too, but now I just love it. I'm the Bitcoin president. All right, guys and girls, look, man. I mean, look, I understand it's disappointing, but did you really expect anything different? I didn't, honestly. We need to keep our eyes on a couple of things, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, guys and girls. We have a problem here with debt. Although it seems like we're going to be hyper ballooning it. Let me just say this in case you really had your hopes in a different spot. You're about to see deficits, the trade deficit, for example, balloon. You're about to see U.S. debt balloon faster than you can possibly imagine. Again, the goal here is to allow central banks, in this case the Fed, to inflate. It's their sole power. If we had a real leader, which we do not, we don't have one now, and we're not going to get one coming inauguration day. If we had a real leader now, we would be moving back towards a constitutional money system. That's what we would be doing here. We wouldn't be being bridged into the new tokenized system, which is going to be a level of control over you. You're going to submit to it. You've already submitted. We're a divided people. We can't come together on a damn thing. They've made sure that has happened. Are we on the same page here? You have no idea. Again, with Trump's warning of going into a severe depression, they got to create dependency on the system. That's why I don't believe they're done yet. Probably part of this is going to be a meltdown of the debt market, which will precipitate a meltdown in global stock markets that people aren't going to believe. I mean, it's going to spin people's heads around 10 times like the freaking exorcist here. And what's going to happen? It's just very simple. Bleeding cash out of the debt market, massive pressure on the stock market. You know what I'm going to tell you already. Cash is going to move into other assets, and obviously it's going to make its way into cryptocurrencies and, of course, commodities on a massive scale. That's why let them play their games. I've been telling you this for 1,000 years. We're going to continue to play ours. And for those of you looking for like a variety show, Greg only talks about the markets and the economy. That's all I talk about. If you need a variety or a circus, you need to go someplace else. If you can't handle this stuff, go someplace else. Name a real leader, Greg. How about you, man? You're a real leader. If you're here, we don't have a real leader anywhere around the world. Again, it's the puppets. They're all puppets. If you're here defending Trump, I'm sorry. He's going to let you down, just like he did last time. Did we get a deal with China that you were promised? We didn't get that either. Did you get the debt being paid off in 2 years? Tariffs were going to do that. That didn't happen. We ballooned the debt more so than any other president in the history of the United States. Did we shrink the deficits because of tariffs? No, that reversed too. So come on, man. Let's get real with the situation. All right. We got to take care of ourselves and each other. We don't have anything. Trump is so far removed from a real leader. Again, he has no say-so. It's a puppet. Just like we get, like the guy now and the guy before that, which happened to be him. They're puppets. They do what they're told, and that's it. They tell you a big fairy tale and make you believe that your vote counts, and then they just bait and switch you, like the H-1B visas and everything else you're going to see. Just wait. The cryptocurrency king, the bridging to the new system. Come on, man. You got the wealth transfer effect. You're going to see much more of this moving forward. You're going to get decimated. That's what you're going to see moving forward into 2025. If you expected anything different here, I'm sorry, you're not getting it. And it wouldn't matter if they selected the other thing, vomitous creature. I don't even want to say her name because it's not even human either. I'm talking about Kamala. That's not human. Trump's not human, but they're not human. They don't have possess a human quality. All they do is lie. They lie, deceive, and distract, and then switch things on you. And then expect you to do nothing because you're powerless. You know that, right? What are you going to do about it? Those of you, it looks like 71% of you think Trump's initial position on the H-1B visas was correct. Okay, you're all entitled to your, I think it's probably more than you, probably the 29%. Some of them are playing games, and a lot of these are probably foreign workers looking to make their way into the United States. But again, you knew this wasn't going to happen. Did you really think, first of all, Trump has already admitted that he has many people working for him on H-1B visas. Oh, really? Now we're starting to see the light, maybe? Come on, guys and girls. You guys got to really wake up. But look, the bottom line is this. I'm out of this market, as you know. I got out before the plunge. All right, during the Dow was down about maybe 300 or 400 at most that day. And I told all of you in my newsletter, free, link in the description of this video, I'm out of here, man. I didn't like that spike in the 10-year yield. I didn't like seeing the long end of the yield curve move higher. MMRI over 300. I'm out of here. I don't care what happens at this point. Am I looking to get back in? Maybe. I'm in no rush to get back in. If you got out with me, I saved you tens of thousands, maybe more than that. All right? No doubt about it. If you're still in here, you might want to rethink your situation here. I'll be honest with you, but you do what you want. With regard to cryptocurrencies, people, look, man. I've been telling you guys since what? 17.5. You got to own this stuff. You got to own this stuff. Bitcoin in particular. I've been telling you people, which one, Greg? I've been telling you. Greg, you're wrong. It's going to zero, near 100,000. And Trump is going to make sure it goes up much, much higher, along with Putin and the freaking creature in China. They're all going to start buying this stuff up here. Believe me, the world is being bridged into a new system. You and I have known this since for 10 years, man. A new paradigm, a new set of rules. Sound familiar to you? I've only been telling you this since that time. You didn't believe me? Well, look, maybe you should have. It's too easy. It's too simple to put this stuff together here. Look, there were a lot of gullible people, it seems, and I mean vast amounts of them that really thought things were going to be different. They are not going to be different. And believe me, Trump is telling you the truth because he has no choice. They have to tell you that we're going, what they're going to do. We're being thrust into an inflationary depression on a massive scale, and you ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing yet. Wherever it was, Trump's call for another depression here. My desk is a mess. I've been telling you I got to clean it since forever here. But he's telling you the truth. He's telling you what's going to happen because it's being set up. And that's the grand finale. The grand finale is a debt market meltdown, which is going to shove wealth right up to the 1%, right out of your pocket, right out of your 401ks, your investment place. You're going to lose it all. You're going to lose it all. Okay? That's the game. You're being played. When you wake up to that fact and you stop putting your faith in anybody, any one person other than the Almighty, then you finally will start to wake up to reality. Until that time, you're going to be so lost. It's just unbelievable. But again, man, I mean, come on, guys and girls. Come on. Is hyperinflation coming? Let's see. The dollar's already lost 98 to 99% of its value. They want that last percent. They're going to make you suffer for it. They're going to make you beg for it. That's what they want. They want you on your knees. Why do you think this is going on and on and on and on? Why do you think that the 1% and 2% is getting richer and richer and richer and richer and richer and laughing at everybody here on the down below them? Would they look down on us? Okay, because again, we're being sucked freaking dry here, and we're being bridged into a new system that we never voted for, don't even want it. I don't know about you guys and girls. Okay, look, I am a big crypto advocate. You guys don't know that. Probably one of the biggest crypto bulls on Wall Street, period, the freaking end. You know that. But I don't want to be bridged into this new system. I don't think we need to be the crypto capital of the world. We need to be the constitutional money system of the world. That's how we end central banking. All we're doing here by allowing this to happen. What did Powell say? Bitcoin is like gold. They're on the same page. Why do you think Trump was selected? Are you that dense? You're still not getting it? Come on. And then negative rates? The Fed would, they're going to push us into a depression like Trump is warning of here so they can go negative. You know that's what's going to happen. Doesn't it make sense to you? Or the truth still eludes you? You guys have got to wake up, some of you guys. I know I'm preaching to the choir for the most part, but come on, man. This is a destruction. I've been telling you guys and girls, this is an extinction level event that's been going on for years. Why do you think there's no more middle class anymore? Being evaporated like bugs. You can't make this stuff up. But there are still people that have their false hope and false truths. It ain't happening. Just wake up, man. Finally. And you can't do anything about it anyway. You couldn't have done it before the selection or now. You're done. You have no voice. You think you could really write to the President Trump and say, we don't want to be the crypto capital. We want to go back to a country. He'll laugh at you. You're going to be laughed at because you don't matter. You have no voice. Oh, gosh, man, I tell you. Nothing is what it appears to be. I've been telling you this for years, and it seems like we're getting through to some people. But some people are still freaking lost. They're just so lost. But that's okay. Look, guys, the bottom line is this. We've been on the right side of this for years. Years. We haven't been right. I, personally, have not been right 100% of the time, but I've been damn close to it. I've been right probably 90% or better on where it's going to go. And I'm telling you exactly where we're going to go. We've already been told. If you don't believe that Trump is telling you the truth, that we're going to be, I've been telling you 2025 has a great potential to push us into a severe recession. Now he's telling you depression. He has to tell you. I can tell you what I believe because it's too easy to figure out. And that warning is the truth. We all know that. Unfortunately here. Anyway. But we're not going to stop, man. You and I are going to continue to do what we've been doing. We know their plan. We know their playbook. It's too easy. They're open books, and they tell you what they're going to do before they do it. Listen to what they say, because what they say, they have to say it. You think I'm a little out there with this whole thing? Maybe you need to look into that too. This isn't something I'm just making up out of the top of my head here, people. They always tell you first. They have to. I guess they have to look for your approval first in some kind of way before they wipe you out. And so they can say, you know what? We told them and they did nothing about it. So it's almost like consent. Understand we're consenting to it. Free will. Maybe bing, bing, bing. I don't know, people. What can I tell you? Yeah, exactly. Hard worker. They don't even try to hide it anymore. You know, maybe they used to do these things more subtly. Not anymore. It's so in your face because they got us controlled. They got us exactly where they want us. It's incredible. It's an incredible thing to see. But I'm telling you again, man, people like you and I who have an awareness of these kinds of things, and this is outside the box. You know, you talk about this kind of stuff to some people, they're going to think that you need to be put away somewhere in a straitjacket. And maybe that's true too, at least for me. But I'm telling you, I'm just about 60 years old. I've seen things in my life that I just can't even believe already. And I've definitely become aware of things in a way that I think that some people don't understand. And you know, whatever it might actually be. But you guys and girls know what I'm talking about. We know this here. So look, man, stop with putting your faith in anything that isn't even human that's going to be sitting behind the Resolute desk. It's not going to change nothing for you. I'm sorry. Your standard of living is going to get worse. The currency devaluation is a big part of it. That's why you were promised lower rates. You see, they don't. It's interesting how these things, they throw these things out there knowing you don't understand it. When a politician promises you something they can't even deliver on, let's say lower rates here, which is the goal of a central bank, to keep rates suppressed, it means the currency loses purchasing power. Imagine, for example, let's say when Trump was promising you, or any politician promises you lower rates. Does the next thing that come to your mind, does it automatically, well, hold on a minute. To have a strong currency, you need a, a corresponding rate of interest high enough to support the currency. No, you see, they think you're too stupid to know that, but I know you're not because you follow this blog here. To have people, look, man, let me just leave you off with this before we go on. To have a strong economy, you need two things. These are two absolute truths. They are fundamental truths. To have a strong economy, you need a strong currency. Does that just sound logical to you? I bet it does, even for those of you that don't understand economics and finance. But it just sounds about right. To have a strong currency, you need a corresponding rate of interest high enough to support the purchasing power of the currency. So when you hear of a central bank lowering rates, we're lowering rates, we're lowering rates, and then a politician saying, well, I promise you lower rates, something they can't deliver, which they have to work with the Fed to do, without telling you that means you're going to lose purchasing power. In other words, you're going to have to work harder to make ends meet. They say these things because they think you're stupid. Don't you find that insulting? I find that highly insulting. All right, guys, look, is there anything you guys want to talk about before we go? You want to talk about this depression warning? It's not a warning. It's a promise, okay? They have to tell you. The Fed, they're going to be forced to cut rates 4 times. We're going negative more than likely. You all know that here. Trump looking to deregulate the banks completely, it looks like, so they can have a free-for-all. Okay, you want these predatory institutions to have more control over you? Is that what you really voted for? Huh? Really? I don't think so. The fact that the Fed is playing their game here with the repo scam, it's the biggest scam that I think you can ever imagine here. I don't know what else to tell you. This thing here today, a miracle. Who bought all the debt? If this didn't happen, the Dow would have finished down over 1,000 points. We finished down, like 300 and something points? This was the saving grace today, when some mysterious buyer got in here and started buying all the debt. When they buy the debt, the yield comes down. What a surprise to you and I. Make it up. Make it up. And then this is bait and switch. Oh, it's fantastic now. It wasn't so fantastic just a couple of months ago, but now it's the greatest thing in the history of the world. Joe, thank you. Guys, I love you guys and girls so much, man. I'm happy to be back here with you, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, is there anything you guys and girls want to cover before I get out of here? I know it's kind of long, this video here. I will be back. Oh, by the way, for those of you that asked, the reason why I didn't do the video this morning, I had to bring my dog Vega. She's got a melting ulcer on the eye. The freaking eyeball was like, it was nasty. Anyway, she's doing great. Took her back to the ophthalmologist today. Yes, they have doggy ophthalmologist today. Doctor says she's doing fantastic. And we're going to just she's doing really good. I'm going to post a picture of Vega on my Instagram, maybe later today or tomorrow. If you guys do follow my Instagram where I post on my drag racing, there is a link in the description of this video. My eye, thanks, Brian, for asking. My eye's doing pretty well, man. I had issues with this retina here, as you know. I don't think it's from the drag car, the force, but you never know. Vega is sexy. Vega's a dog. She's cute. Yeah, my Dolly. I miss my Dolly so much. It breaks my heart. My sister Lori, honestly, we don't talk too much anymore since she was given a gift, man. You guys all know that. And I hope she's using it well. If she's listening to this video, I hope hope her head is in the right place. Guys and girls, I think we're gonna get going here. I think we covered a lot of stuff. Blocked? Why? I don't think you're blocked, Madison. I can see your post here. Um, I didn't block you. Anyway, we're kind of there, guys and girls. All right. I love all of you. Thank you for being here. I want to hear from you. One of the things we spoke about. Look, man, I'm a lot looking to hurt anybody's feelings, and I really don't care about that. I want people to face reality and understand that, look, man, Trump isn't no savior. None of them are. Okay. They do not have your best interest in mind. We are being transitioned into a system we don't want. The corporate agenda is going to be fulfilled. The Federal Reserve is going to get to fulfill their goal. Okay. And this new system is a huge part of it. Deregulating the banks, huge part of it. Can you see what's happening? I know people they just refuse. I get it. It's very difficult to sometimes deal with truths. I understand that. But when you start to realize that you guys, we have each other's best interest. This thing that we've built, I am so proud of this. Okay. We're really making a positive difference in people's lives. I know we get a lot of detractors. I know we get a lot of people here with whatever they want to say against us and Greg's Lions or this. You know what? Let them say what they want. Let them pass all those remarks they want to say, because I know, you know what I know in my heart, and you know in your heart, we are making a positive difference together in this world, people. And I swear to you with all I got, when I leave this earth one day, I want to be known for one thing, just one, for a guy who tried to make a positive difference in the world. That's it. And I hope I'm doing that for you. I can promise you that you're doing that for me. This thing that we have here is just amazing. I love being here. I love talking to you guys and girls. I love interacting with you as much as I possibly. I love meeting you guys and girls on the street when I do. It's a fantastic thing. Anyway, guys and girls, look, man, let's continue to do what we're doing. And I think it's the right thing. And you know what? The right thing it's always the right thing to do. All right. A friend of mine told me that, Peter, a while back. It's just stuck in my head. People, this guy. We'll see you in the morning. Usual, same bad time, same bad channel. All right, pre-market. We got this down. And they look, man, I just sincerely believe, because we understand the game, I think we really have a deep, outside the box understanding of the game. How can we lose? All right. And the more people that we bring into this family, that we have the right people. I don't care if people want to unsubscribe, let them do it. I want the right people here. It's not about numbers. It's about the right people. I don't know another way to put it. And you are the right person again. I'll see all of you in the morning. Okay, people, until we meet again in the morning, please take care of yourselves. And maybe even more importantly, all right, take care of each other too.